Sport. Whoa, stock system with a lot of burbles. I won't play any music right now. I just kind of want to enjoy the drive, and I'll kind of comment on the features of this car. Nice M Sport steering wheel with the M emblem at the bottom. Shifter is M Sport as well, not M Performance. Reverse is all the way to the left and up. My SI was to the right and down. You have a physical handbrake, which is nice. You have heated steering option, heated seats, adjustable seats, and a B58 engine, which is pretty awesome. So let's get the party started here. The camera's actually moved down to show you where you're going when you're in reverse, which is a neat little feature. Now, I don't like driving this thing in comfort. It's honestly really, really boring. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch us to sport as soon as we get on a straight path. I hope there are no nails on the ground. That's happened before. All right, we're good to go. Let's just switch ourselves over to sport mode. There's a loud bang that happens when I go and disengage from first gear. People are saying that that's typical of a dual mass flywheel, a DMF. I'm assuming in my SI, I had a single mass flywheel. But whatever the case may be, I don't really like the feeling of that thump that happens when you're in first and disengaging. But that's fine. We're learning to drive this car. Okay. Now what I like is in sport mode, the steering stiffens up a lot. When you're in comfort, it's a little too soft, especially coming from the SI, which felt like it had a lot stiffer suspension, stiffer steering. In many respects, that was a high value vehicle for the price. Auto rev match, which at first I didn't like, but I have to say it has grown on me over time. One thing this car doesn't have is brake hold. Yeah, so the auto rev match actually is quite nice. What happens is that when you're really shifting often, especially in high traffic environment, or you want to just overtake on a whim and downshift, it's so nice to have it automatically blip to the right amount of throttle. And yes, it does take away from some of the fun, but it's also super fun to get that perfect gear shift and then accelerate immediately. This car right now is getting me around 11.6 liters per 100. Fuel economy is pretty bad, but considering that I'm in sport mode, it makes a lot of sense. In comfort, going to highways is actually really good. I was able to hit about 9.5, 9.6 liters per 100 on the highway. That's after about an hour of driving. Perfect downshift with auto rev match means that your clutch will be a lot healthier. Any miss shifts, over throttle or under throttle on a downshift will definitely cause unnecessary wear and tear on your clutch, which is not good. Another factor and benefit of the auto rev match does come from the pedal placement. Because of the distance between the brake pedal and the accelerator pedal in this particular car, it makes it frustrating to heel toe downshift. Now, factor in auto rev matching and that issue kind of goes away, which I really like. At first, it took away from a lot of the spirit from driving, but now it's grown on me. Now, the manual transmission is a little bit interesting. It's nowhere near as good as my Civic Si. That manual transmission was notchy. You could feel yourself going into gear, and it was just satisfying. It was crisp. This manual transmission feels rubbery. I know a lot of people online, forums, and YouTube have said the exact same thing, but I'm just reiterating the fact that these transmissions, they're not nearly as satisfying as the Honda transmissions. And in that sense, I'm a bit spoiled because I'm coming from a Honda. Last 3 years, I've just been driving my SI daily for all use cases. I'm gonna take the highway. Now we're gonna push this a little bit. Let's see what we can do here. A little bit of body roll, but it definitely goes. Okay. I'm already at 160. Oh. And looks like we're in traffic. That's one place where I really appreciate. See, the rev match down feature is super nice in that instance. Now the brakes are lacking, and I know why. My brake pads are fine, and so are my brake calipers. I don't have M Sport here, but the OEM brake calipers are sufficient for this kind of condition. It's actually my tires. I'm on really, really shitty summer tires right now. The weather has cooled down significantly, and the tires are low on tread. But one thing I love about this auto rev match is it allows me to pull these aggressive maneuvers. I can pull up and instantly downshift and brake without a second's thought. Then you can upshift at a moment's notice, and your tolerance for driving aggressive just increases dramatically. Right behind this oil tanker, gonna downshift, switch gears, upshift. It's clean, it's very crisp. Minimal jerkiness, smooth downshift, smooth upshifts. It's just the shifter lacks. It lacks in soul and spirit. That's the one thing. But the B58 makes up for all of that. Okay, that was a bit of a close one. The suspension feels a little floaty. Not too sure if I'm a fan. It definitely is growing on me. I do think I would prefer a stiffer suspension. When I first drove this car, I was actually quite disappointed. I was driving in comfort and sport on mainly local roads, and even then it felt slightly underwhelming. What I learned is that you have to push this car if you want to experience this car to its fullest. It really roars and screams at the high rev ranges, and I really appreciate it for that. AMG C43 in front of me. I was highly considering this car as well. I heard it had a stiffer steering wheel, a stiffer suspension, just an overall sportier ride. But the drawback was that it only came in automatic. And at this stage of my life, that's not a sacrifice I want to make right now. I needed a manual car. One mod I would like to do potentially is get a short shifter kit. I heard that the short shifter kit can make the shift feeling a lot more notchy, and also reduce the super long throw. I'm in first right now, right? This is second. That's so far. It feels like about 6 inches in distance, which I think is absolutely insane. That kind of throw, I mean, it's satisfying in some regards, and at first it's alluring to shift that much, but in reality, when you're upshifting to gain to highway speeds, you don't want to be going from first 6 inches down to second, 6 inches up to third, and so on and so forth. So no thump in first right there. Let's see what happens. Okay, I'm in comfort, so it's super duper easy to turn the wheel. Suspension feels super floaty. Okay, so let's go back to sport and we'll push this thing. Oh, that's a lot of body roll, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, not too bad. Okay, that was okay. Honestly, I'm very disappointed by that body roll. That was an insane amount of body roll. At first, I had hopes, and then when I took that very aggressive curve, it's just body roll. Felt like I was driving a limousine. So yeah, I mean, the car is really fun. I think it performs the best at shallow curves and straights and downshifting and accelerating, things like that. But would I call this a track car? By no means, no. My goal is to kind of upgrade this thing into a sort of 440i GTS. I love the M4 GTS, I love how it looks, I love everything about it, but I do want some level of practicality, and I really want the manual transmission. This adds heart and soul to this vehicle. I personally wouldn't want to get an automatic, even though the ZF8 is amazing and the DCT is amazing, and those are actually the superior transmissions. Just for the purpose of maintaining that soul while driving, manual is the way I personally went. It just adds so much more of an experience to the car. You could hit the paddle and downshift, but this has auto rev match, and you downshift and you pull that gear, clutch out, feels amazing. Absolutely amazing. Have my downpipe and tune coming in next week Thursday, so it's a week from now. Pretty excited for that. Oh man, but this car just has so much power. And it goes. Oh, wow, beautiful orange Mustang Mach-E over there. Looks nice. Now, again, if I could downshift rev match here, it'd be cool, but auto rev matching just gives you opportunities that you wouldn't see otherwise. A little bit of body roll, but that's okay, we're moving. Nice. Staying in control here. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, look at that, 435.